This is Paz Vizsla and Moff Gideon's Battle 75386 and its companion set Ambush on Mandalore 75373. So I guess LEGO has been keeping up with their trend of re-releasing a minifigure from desired sets by including Paz Vizsla again for the second time ever. Except this time they only slightly changed the helmet by improving the side profile of the Mandalorian helmet with a dedicated print. Honestly, there's a lot of noteworthy figures in here since pretty much all of these apart from Paz haven't been seen before. We got a Mandalorian Night Owl and Warrior, 2 Imperial Commandos, 2 Praetorian Guards, and Moff Gideon, but in the Phase 4 Dark Trooper armor. Normally I wouldn't get too caught up in talking about every single figure individually. I try not to sweat those details here unless it's really something important, but the fact is we haven't ever gotten any of these figures before and I think they were done insanely well. Something that I got really caught up on while building the battle pack is the distinction between the Night Owl and the Warrior. If I'm not wrong, it looks like the Night Owl is a female pattern print on the chest and face, and the Warrior print is a slightly more bulky male figure. The distinction seems to be made by the breastplate on the Night Owl and the thinner visor print. It's kind of easy to overlook those details though, because I know that when I was assembling the set, I ended up accidentally mixing and matching the torso's legs and helmets. It wasn't until I was looking at the box art that I noticed there was a huge distinction between the two aside from the helmet prints. As for the Imperial side, the commando units are identical. I'm not sure if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like the box art doesn't really do the commando helmets any justice. The actual helmet is way better in person. I don't like making huge criticisms about these sets, but I think it would definitely be in LEGO's best interest to revert back to taking actual product photos rather than using renders. The Praetorian Guards aren't too special. I wasn't really impressed with them or anything. They look a bit ugly to be honest. I think it has to do a lot with the helmet shape more than anything else. Although Moff Gideon getting a completely new Dark Trooper outfit is awesome, and I definitely think it's on par with the previous helmets where it was about right to use a different horn pattern. It uses a completely new mold from the Gar Saxon and Armor helmets, which makes sense because in the lore implications, Gideon's armor isn't really a Mandalorian armor, although it might imitate one. It's an iteration of the Dark Trooper armor that was to be used by a human operator. There's a lot of crazy lore stuff I could really get into with these sets, but I feel like we'd be here all day if I explained everything. Now for the actual build, there's tons of cool play features to explore. The combination hinges on the battle pack and bunker structure, the crates with explosives, and the hinge mechanism on the bunker that slides up and down, just like that final scene with Paz and the Mandalorian. All of the minifigures are pretty strong from this wave. Even though I have some gripes with the Praetorian Guards, that's more of a personal thing. But I don't see that being a huge deal breaker or anything. It won't ruin your enjoyment of the set. It's nice that we finally get a bit of an evenly distributed army builder with the Mandalore Battle Pack 2, as it's 2 Imperials and 2 Clan Kryze Mandalorians. I like this trend of splitting the figures evenly in battle packs to be some villains and some heroes. That is a completely new thing that LEGO hasn't actually done before in battle packs. Speaking of the Mandalorians though, they're a perfect addition to the Spider Tank set from a previous wave that featured Bo-Katan with updated arm printing. It's just like how we got Captain Rex in the Microfighter as a companion to the 501st. It wraps up that need for leadership within the Legion. I think this is an example of a playset and battle pack that has just been done right once more. LEGO has done a pretty good job at being receptive to fan feedback when it comes to battle packs. We had a strong consecutive 2 years or so with 6 release waves with really desirable battle packs. Honestly, overall, this is a classic playset that I wish LEGO would do more of. It reminds me a lot of the design merits of 2010's LEGO that we don't see as much anymore. I think these scene playsets are often done terribly, like the Obi-Wan and Darth Vader duel, which was on a very flat plate with very minimal play features. It's a bit of a refreshing feeling to see other things done though, besides ships and other vehicles being the center of most LEGO Star Wars sets. Anyway, that's really all I have for now. I'll see you guys in the next one.